Hey, what's up everyone? PersNikity here, and we are moving on with the Uncharted 3 Brutal Difficulty walkthrough. That's going to take me some time to get used to saying because I recently just wrapped up the Uncharted 2 walkthrough, and Uncharted 2 was a lot longer than Uncharted 3, a whole 4 chapters more, and so it's just become like habit to say Uncharted 2 instead of Uncharted 3. But nevertheless, this is Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception. And like I said, we are doing the game on Brutal just like I've done every other game so far. And we are moving on to Chapter 2, which I actually don't remember the name of right off the top of my head, but it will appear on the screen shortly. But yeah, this level is really simple. So anyway, it should pop up right here. Chapter 2, Greatness from Small Beginnings. Sic Parva Magnus, or something like that. Sic Magna, I can't remember. It's on Drake's ring. He'll bring it up in a cutscene later. I want to say it's Sic Parva Magnus. That's Francis Drake's motto. Little knowledge for you in the game right there. But anyway, so this is a really cool thing right here because this is the first time that the Uncharted franchise puts you into the shoes of young Nathan Drake. Now, of course, without going into any spoilers, we do see something similar to this in Uncharted 4, but that is a tale for another day. For now, we get to play as young Nathan Drake, exploring this little museum. You saw that I passed a treasure. You can feel free to look around. There are actually quite a few treasures you can pick up here, which probably should blame the museum security staff if some kid is just coming around picking up artifacts off the ground. But anyway, you're going to go into here, and you're going to go up to a particular case to initiate a short little cutscene.
Wait, here it is. Ah, crap.
¡Ah! ¡Te agarré! ¡Ratita callejera! ¡Suélteme! Su clase de gente no es bienvenida aquí. ¡Ah!
Alright, so after the cutscene, you will get thrown out of the museum here, and you'll call him a bad word.
Pendejo!
There we go. Okay, and so now we get to follow a young Sully, a young Victor Sullivan as a young Nathan Drake. Now, this was one of those things that really set Uncharted 3 above the others. Now, I mentioned in my last walkthrough, you know, most people consider Uncharted 2 to be the best in the franchise, but that seems to be more of the fans' perspective from what I gather. When I looked at the reviews from like actual video game reviewers like IGN and GameSpot and everything, I could be wrong, but from the few that I looked at, Uncharted 3 actually got more, or actually got higher reviews than Uncharted 2. Now, don't get me wrong, both games are just fantastic. I mean, truly superb games. That is why Uncharted is my favorite gaming franchise of all time. But Uncharted 3 did this really cool thing where they just gave us even more backstory on Drake and Sully, and they showed us the young versions of themselves. And little piece of modern day trivia for you, because as you know, this game came out a while ago. It was recently announced, so for a long time they were trying to make an Uncharted movie, but it was one of those movies that was just caught in production hell. I mean, they couldn't get a director, they couldn't figure out who they wanted to star, they couldn't figure out a plot line, and so it turns out that they ended up making the movie an origin story, and we're going to have Tom Holland play as young Nathan Drake. Now, Tom Holland is probably most famous for playing the new Spider-Man in the current Marvel Universe. I'll be honest, I'm not a big Marvel guy, so I actually haven't seen the whatever movie he was in. I want to say it was Captain America Civil War, or I'm really bad with those movies. It was one of those where he debuted, and then of course Spider-Man Homecoming is coming out soon. I don't know anything about Tom Holland. I don't know if he's a great actor. I'd imagine he'd have to be if he got the role of Spider-Man. But nevertheless, he is going to be playing young Nathan Drake in the Uncharted movie. And, you know, I'm pretty neutral about it. Because, like I said, I just don't know anything about Tom Holland. I am a little disappointed that they're making the movie an origin story. I get why they're doing it, and after this short little cutscene, I'll kind of delve into that a bit more. But I don't know. I think either way it'll work. I was expecting to see an Uncharted movie where Nathan Drake is already a grown, full-fledged treasure hunter. But you're going to shimmy along here, trigger a short cutscene, and then I will get right back to this talking point.
Aquí lo tiene.
That's a ticket. Gracias. Adios, amigo.
Okay. I gotta get
Alright, so after that, we just gotta follow Sully. We're actually almost done. These levels 2 and 3 are very easy, and for those of you new to my channel, during levels like this where there's not a lot of whole difficult gameplay going on, I use my commentary to talk about other things, like specifically either, you know, different histories of the game or different trivia pieces or just my opinions or anything like that. And so I was talking about the Uncharted movie that was recently announced starring Tom Holland as a young Nathan Drake. The reason I don't want it to be an origin story movie is because that's exactly what Tomb Raider is doing. You know, Tomb Raider was an older game, an older movie, and then they rebooted the game, and so they rebooted the movies. That makes sense, but Uncharted is a fairly recent game. Even the first one only came out, what, like 10 or 11 years ago, and I just feel like it doesn't need an origin story movie. Now, that being said, I do slightly understand it, mainly because Uncharted is not as popular to the outside gaming community as Tomb Raider is. So I can see where they're coming from, like they want to expose more people to Uncharted, so what better way to do that than by starting at the beginning. So while I at first didn't necessarily agree with it, I can definitely understand it, and I think either way, seeing Uncharted on the big screen is going to be a lot of fun. And I really hope that oh god, I'm blanking on his name, but I really hope the voice actor that does Drake makes a cameo in it or something like that. I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. I'll have to look that up when I'm done with commentary. But anyway, guys, that's about it for this video. You're just going to approach Sully, and that will trigger the cutscene that ends the chapter. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.
Now's my chance.
It seems we have some time to kill.
I got an idea. We can while away a few hours.
Crap! Suélteme, viejo!
Let's try that again.
Let go of me.
Ah, that's what I thought. Now don't try to run. You're a long way from home, son.
Don't call me that.
Parents must be worried about you.
Yeah, not likely.
Okay, sore subject. That was a nice lift back there. You're pretty good.
I don't know what you're talking about, old man.
Hey, don't call me that. Your technique is really sloppy, though. You're telegraphing all your moves.
You're crazy.
Yeah? You've been tailing me all over town. Probably figured me for an easy mark. But you picked the wrong guy, pal.
What?
My wallet. Fine. Maybe we'll just call the police.
Go ahead. Of course, they might wonder why a middle-aged tourist is following young boys down alleyways.
You are a crafty little beggar, aren't you?
I know how to take care of myself. Anyway, I'm pretty sure you don't like the cops any more than I do.
Good point. Kid. The wallet.
Had to try.
Of course you did.